All right. I'm not sure anyone's actually on the stream, but I'm going to get started. So, my name is Justin. I'm one of the instructors, or sorry, mentors over at CG Spectrum. I deal with the foundations modeling, and I also do the game production. So, before I get started, I've got like about 18 years in game development, primarily as like an environment artist, prop modeler, all that fun stuff. And currently, I'm at Epic Games as a game development producer. So what I'm going to start doing today is make something rad. So um, I think what today I want to do is I've always been a fan of this one artist named Armand Serrano. He's worked in Disney for a long time. He's actually worked all over the place, but he always has these really fun concepts. And I feel like today for this stream, because I have 2 hours, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of his concepts to Kitchen, and I was kind of playing around with it in some of the other classes I've been in, and I'm going to have that modeled and put it inside of Unreal. So let's start digging into it. I think this is gonna... Bear with me. Sorry about that. I'm actually looking for a specific place to capture. Hold on 1 second. Let's try cancel. All right. Bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to get everything. Oh, it's good. It's good. This is my first time using Twitch and streaming, so I'm just trying to recapture my video real quick. So 1 second. Just need to get my capture, but I don't want that one. I don't want you. You. A calculator. So I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to do this image here, but I want to be able to actually capture everything. That's not good. All right, so in the meantime, for some reason, I can't capture what I'm trying to do, so I'm going to try to do it again. Let's do a window capture. It's not letting me grab my stuff. Hold 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's weird that it's not recognizing my Maya screen grab. It's a little annoying. So I'm trying to fix this real quick. If anyone has, this is, again, I don't stream. This is me, my first stream, so as you can tell. So I'm trying to display capture, window capture. Let's do display capture. Whoa. Does that mean if I go like that? Cancel. Cancel. Complete. Let's do game capture. Specific window. Ah, here we go. I think we fixed it. Might just have to just push OK. Can you? Is it showing my Maya? No. Yeah, black screen. All right. What about that? Is it still black screen? Lovely. Awesome. So game capture doesn't work, even though I said they use that. All right, let's try one window capture one more time. Oh, there we go. Now it works. Awesome. Okay. So weird that it didn't let before. All right, so you can see my the actual the screen for Maya, right? All right, cool. So let's the minute that I get into Unreal, I'll just adjust it. But all right, so I'll put this guy up here. Not that you need to. You know what? You don't need to see me because this is more important. All right, so I'm gonna put this guy. Yeah, you don't need to see me. All right, so I'm gonna start working in here. So I don't know if I can actually, if it'll show it, but what we'll do is I'm gonna go over here and create a plane for right now, and I'm going to right-click and make a new material just to slap my reference on here, just because, so I can see everything that's going on. File. Let's grab this guy. The only reason why I'm putting this on there is so you guys can see it. I know exactly what I'm making, but yeah. So this is what I'm going to be making. I'll put this through. I'm not going to make obviously the whole thing because I'm not going to have time, but the whole goal is I love this guy's work. He's been like a concept artist for Pixar, for Disney, Netflix, Marvel, all that stuff. Does really cool things. So I'm going to start making this. So I'll have this kind of on a, maybe a separate layer. I'll just call this one ref layer. But what I'm going to try to do, let's do that. I'm just going to have it off to the side and kind of like be modeling it from when I'm looking at stuff. If you have questions, just like pop it in chat, but other than that, I'm just going to crank this out and have some fun. This is, I've been working all day, so this is going to be me kind of chewing on some food and working on some cool stuff. So don't mind me. The one thing I always do is I like to start with a reference character, and we're going to start on just a generic scene. So if I'm looking at the actual, I'll actually make this guy live so you can kind of see him. And put him back over here. Some people like to have them be like reference planes. For me, I just like to put them on a actual reference layer, so now I just don't have to touch it, but I like seeing it there whenever I move it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with the structure, and I'm going to have the scale character be like that. Let's go and duplicate this guy. Pull this up. The first thing I'm going to do is kind of try to figure out how tall I want to have the actual roof. So we'll have it be like a little bit taller. We can always adjust that when we get inside of Unreal. I'm a game artist. I work at Epic right now, but I've worked on a bunch of Mortal Kombat games, a bunch of Tony Hawk games, Kingdom Hearts, Stranglehold. I worked at Disney for a while, worked at EA, Microsoft, Midway Games, Activision, a bunch of stuff. But I've been doing this for 18 years. So now I've been at Epic for almost 2 years, and I have a little team under me, but I work more in like development, education side as well. So first thing I want to do is I'm looking at this space back here. I'm just going to kind of loosely block that out by giving me like a generic space for the door. Looks like there's a little gap. Looks like it kind of goes out again. There's another little gap. Push this one right here. Cool. And then we have room for a window. And I'm going to resize this once I get everything kind of in. And this kind of goes back over here. And then this itself, okay, so we got this piece. It'll start making more sense in a little bit. I'm trying to put like the space for the window, and then up here. Lovely. And then this guy, this little part right here, just gonna put right there. And maybe I'll make him, just for fun, a little bit thicker. So yeah, that's good. So the first thing I usually do is I just like to block out the shape just to see if I can kind of get a idea of how I want it to feel. Push this in here and make another one. And then this guy right here, I'm going to just scale in this way. And I'll probably have this be the exact same spot as there. Cool. And we'll do like another one over here. And this is just giving me extra depth. So I'll probably have this guy be like right there, and maybe a little bit lower. And then we have a window, which is right there. I'm just going to put another little hole. This one's going to be a little bit deeper because it's obviously going outside. So let's have it go to like right there. All right. Cool. I'm just going to delete the floor because I'll have the floor be its own separate piece. Lovely. I'm also going to turn off for right now just because I know it's annoying. I'm going to turn off the grid on the floor. All right, so we got that piece. Now that I have that, I'm just going to make sure that I go over here and just merge everything, delete my history. And I want to clean up this space itself just to make it feel a little better. So I have to look at this actual reference. And kind of think about the other pieces that are there. So it looks like there's a stove. We have a bunch of cabinets with a sink in the middle of it, and then we have the fridge. So I'm trying to figure out, just from like a scale-wise, I'm looking at these cabinets are the same as those cabinets, which look roughly the same as these cabinets, except for this is 3 doors, 2 doors, 2 doors. So if I make this one, which is the same size as this, then I'll kind of copy the thing over. So my scale is not going to be 100% legit. I'm just trying to figure out how I'd make this from like a generic scale sense. So put this right here. Obviously, stove is not that tall. That's why we have our reference character to kind of have it make some sense. So it means it's not going to be that big because stoves aren't that big. Cool. And we'll move things as we start getting close. Another thing I should mention is that before I start changing any of this, I should actually probably, I'm going to create a layer. This layer is going to be called large props layer, and then I'll make another one. I'm just going to hide it right away. I'll make another one, and these guys right here, I'll put them in a layer called structure. So structure is like the walls, ceilings, floor. So that way I can kind of focus on making one thing at a time. And what I'm going to do with this one, let's hide the reference for right now because I kind of have no, we'll leave it open. I'm just going to go ahead and make a reference. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. So for the floor, I have 2 of them. I'll ignore that right now. Let's go ahead and just snap this to here. And we'll have this go to like right here for right now. So I'll take this edge and put it to like right there. So I'm going to make this one mesh just by itself. You know, I actually probably could take the closet and make it its own thing too, but we'll have all this be its own thing. I need to make this whole piece make sense to me from a structural standpoint. So I need to also probably go over here and push this out just a little bit just to keep things going. I'm going to add some trim. Trim's like one of the very first things I like to add because it helps kind of give you an idea of scale. So I'll turn off this right here. I'm going to put you like right there. And this is telling me that that's probably too high. So I'll pull this down just a little bit more, like right here. But if I'm looking at the reference, okay, that's that high. We got that bead board. So it looks like everything is the same height as that. So let's pull this down, and the actual kitchen window is a little bit higher. So what I'll do is I'll pull this guy down here just a little bit. And I'm going to take this one here and pull him up just a little bit. Can a game designer be an artist too? Yeah, you just have to learn the programs. I mean, if you're someone who's interested in art, but, sorry, I'm still eating. If you're interested in art and you're not particularly good at it, there's other angles you can do. Like right now, if you feel like you can do what I'm doing right now, you can also be a level designer or a set designer in movies. So you're just the one that helps determine the scale and figure things out, and then you can keep on practicing. The better you get, maybe you can start on props, then you can go on to other things like interiors, exteriors, fun stuff. All right, so what I want to do is start establishing the scale for this. Biggest thing you can do, the easiest one, is we should actually set up a pipeline first as well. So before we do that, let's bring this into Unreal just to see if it makes sense. So I'm going to duplicate this right here. This guy's going to act as my ceiling. It's very, very generic. We can always adjust this stuff. And I'm going to go back and turn on my grid. And I'm going to grab these, modify, freeze, transform. I'm going to name these things. So this will be called SM ceiling. SM stands for static mesh. That's the prefix we use in Unreal. So static mesh underscore floor. And then I'll do static mesh underscore walls. Oops. Voila, no, walls. All right, so now that we got that, let's go over here and hit delete history. We got this basic shell. It looks pretty boring, but we're gonna bring it in and we're gonna see how easy it is to upgrade things and kind of establish the pipeline afterwards. So let's go over here and do File, Export to Selection. There's an FBX. Those are the ones that we like to use within the Unreal Engine. I'm going to find my window, put it in the kitchen. We'll call this SM ceiling. This is the floor. Exports, selection, SM floor. And then we got the walls. Export, selection, walls. All right, so can you see, oh you can't. All right, so let me change this really quick. Window capture. All right, so now I am in Unreal. Can you see Unreal? So if I just start pushing play, I can run around here and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just set up our scene. I'm going to rename this guy to assets. Cool. Open up here, we got a folder called meshes. Inside my meshes, I'm going to import my actual meshes. So I got to go to my ceiling, walls, floor. Turn off my collision. I'm going to turn off my light maps. I'm going to not create any materials and import all. No, something's got tangents. That's fine. We'll fix that later. So let's look at this real quick. I'll just drag this in the scene, and the whole part of dragging this in the scene is to just see if the scale's working. And scale's not bad. I also kind of want to go in here real quick and take my little dude with the guns. And you guys have seen. Sorry, was that loud? Sorry about that. I didn't realize the sound was quite loud because I couldn't hear it. It's weird. So I'm going to turn that off now. So I don't know if you guys have seen Wreck-It Ralph. If you see Wreck-It Ralph, they have like the first person controller where it's like, you can see this is the arms, the legs. So we're just going to go ahead and hide those ones. So I'll find this in my browser. I'm going to go ahead and just turn off some hoods. Let's go over here and break the link for this guy. Break. Link. Break. All right, compile, save. So that one's gone. Awesome. Go into here. Go to viewport. I don't need this or that or that. And I'm going to take my camera right here and just make them a little higher and tilt them down just a little bit. Turn off my... You can see what I'm doing here is actually moving that too, so that's kind of cool. Compile, save. And I'll go back to my event graph, which is this fancy thing. And I need to go through and find right here, spawn projectile. Super simple. I don't want to have it do it anymore. Right click, break, wig, save, save. And then we can exit out of this. I can hit play. Look at that. I don't have a, I'm clicking, nothing's firing, and I don't have my little guns. So now I can actually start looking at this. All right, so I got my generic scene in here. Lovely, right? I think it is. It's good that we have this in here so we can actually start cranking on some stuff. So what I need to do first is go ahead and do save all. And also what I'm gonna kind of do is I'm gonna make a generic material in here, and I'll throw this into a new folder. I'll call this folder materials. Start off by taking this material, dragging it into there. And I'm going to duplicate, call this one. Oops. Rename, let's call it M for material, and we'll call it like gray. Just a super simple one. And I'm going to use that to take my wall, floor, and ceiling, and I'm just going to drag a basic texture on it. Lovely. And I'll adjust these things called light maps in there. So when I start making it, I start lighting it, I'll be able to be like, oh, that's what it's doing. It's the same thing here, 256. Save, and let's go over here and drag this. Look at that, it's all fancy. Save. Same thing, drag, look at that. Because big thing about like level design and set design in general, as we start to add details, so you want to create your own IP in fighting and first-person shooters and horror. I'm also aspiring. So Drawn Skull, you want to do a lot of things. You're gonna be busy for the rest of your life. That's awesome. Those are all awesome things to do, by the way. But if I was to just suggest you an order in which to do that, I would do the first-person shooter first, mix in the horror, then get really kind of experimental with having that also be something with a film, and then do the fighting game last, because fighting is super hard. I worked on a bunch of the Mortal Kombat games. Just seeing everything that goes into that is so nuts. With the other stuff, it's like it's hard, but it's also like you can make a really creepy looking place on your own. All right, so this is in here. Let's go ahead and hit File, Save All. So a couple things. I'm going to grab you. We can have like the light going through here. And I'm going to change the color so it's like this, and maybe have it be a little warmer. Cool. Awesome. And then I can throw like a little light like right here. Maybe that's like the light for replace this actor with a spotlight. There we go. So maybe this can be like the light for what's in the closet. Maybe. Well, let's make it a little bit softer. Increase the angle just a touch. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit build. Now, build's not gonna be anything fancy because I don't have light maps on it, so the lighting's gonna look real weird. And I also don't have anything fancy in terms of like a box around it. And of course, Yeah, if you can, making a first-person shooter in horror, I would even lean towards the psychological side of it, because then, if you look at games like Outlast or like Alien Isolation and whatnot, like you don't need to have a lot of stuff going on. You can just have weird, like effects and noises and illuminate, like insinuate that someone's chasing you, and really have the person slowly go through this creepy scene that you're creating. Cool. So if I push play now, it looks terrible because I have a bunch of things wrong with this. My geometry up here is flipped. The lighting, there's no light maps on here, and there's no kind of shell around it. We're going to fix this and start making it look better. So let me go back over to window capture. Let's go back to Maya. All right. All right, so a couple things. We got to flip this guy. Reverse him. I'm going to hide this ref because I generally know what I want to do. I just have to fix everything now. So let's go and take you, put you on this side. Lovely. And I'll make the floor nicer. I'm just trying to do something just to kind of like at least have something for placeholder. What we're going to do is go into Unreal. Well, this is a UVs. UVs are kind of like that determine what the texture is going to look like. So jam this in here. Let's do this so it actually making it look like it scales. There we go. And then I'm going to grab this one and I would turn it into a light map. A light map is basically a second UV set, and the UV set is just in charge of holding all the light information, the shadows and highlights and whatnot inside of Unreal. So when we light it, we're actually saving that information. It'll make sense one day if it doesn't make sense now. just you need it. And then this first one that we're doing is all about like determining what material you're going to be having. Like, is it carpet? Is it wood? What might it be? So I'm kind of just making this generic thing. Lovely. Same thing. I'm going to grab this, copy it, go into my UV set, make another light map. Yeah. Like, I mean, because nowadays, if you have a good game and it's paced right, because games, if you think about there's this huge ability to tell stories in it. That's why like Last of Us did so well. It's because it made an interactive story. With a movie, you're kind of like you're stuck. You can't explore. Like, how cool would it be if like you're watching your favorite movie and it's like a horror movie, and you're like, oh, wait, I want to walk around and go at my pace to see what things look like, and then the world still reacts around you. That's the beauty of what a game is. That's why game industry outgrosses movies and music combined. Yep. All right, so now that I have this, let's just do a quick UV map on this one as well. And we'll do that by let's put a generic map on things first. And that will be my planar. Blue is on the Z. Project. Lovely. Just to make this nice and big. Boop. Awesome. And I'm just trying to make sure that this is all because my texture is going to scale left to right, so I'm just making sure this all looks nice there. Lovely. And then these guys are going to be alongside this. Oops. That. So I'm just grabbing the sides of pieces right now. And this guy is on the X, so do planar X. Lovely. Throw you over there. Let's grab the insides of these and then do X again, planar. Great. And I think, you know what, we got a ceiling in here. I'm gonna go ahead and actually just delete that and then grab this guy and have him go straight up to the ceiling. Oops, turn you off. Nope. All right, that works for me. It'll just be easier in the long run. So we got these guys. Let's start piecing things together. So I can grab you, move you over here. Got these pieces. Just trying to take things and move them apart so not everything's laying on top of each other. They don't have to all connect. I just want to see if I can make them all connect. That'd be kind of fun. So those of you who aren't familiar what UV maps are, if you're making something that's 3D, you ultimately have to flatten it out. So think of it when you're wrapping like a present. It's a piece of flat paper that you wrap around a 3D object. So I'm doing the same thing. This is my 3D object, except for I'm flattening it out so it's nice and flat. I can paint on this. And yeah, dude, games are always going to be, movies and music, everything's still always going to be an ability to tell stories, but games definitely are showing that they can tell more and more stories, especially with VR, those first-person experiences. It's getting pretty crazy. Sorry for the chewing. I think this should be good. I'm going to grab this part here. Scale that one in. Awesome. And then we got this here. So these guys I'm kind of scaling this way because I don't care if they are a little bit skewed. I might have to go back over here actually. I might just take these pieces here and have them be standalone. So we'll go over here and do planar, Z, project. Awesome. I'll probably just take, let's go and grab, no. And I'll right click and do 2 UVs. And then let's see if I can scale that in. Nope. What I'm going to do is I'll go to my toolkit. And I'm going to open up unfold and just do a quick unfold, unfold. It looks terrible, but we can fix that. Cool. Let's grab this guy right here. Do the same thing. So I'm just straightening this all up because basically whenever you make it in 3D and your UV maps should kind of like somewhat feel the same. Awesome. Works for me. Cool. All right, so that's all good to go. That means I can go ahead and start putting pieces together. And so basically how it works is that anytime I have a right click and I'm on my edges and I see this is kind of getting red over here, that means I can take that guy and sew him over there. I can sew this one over here. And so let's go back and change it to this so we can start seeing what's actually. Oh, that's not good. Let's take you and put it out that way. Put it that way. There we go. It's better. And let's look at you. That's not good. There we go. It's annoying, but if you do this stuff right now, it's going to make it so much easier to texture later, especially as we add details. Let's do that. Cool. Let's see what else I can kind of like sew together. Let's grab this edge here. So it's good. All right, so these guys are the actual, let's go back here. These ones are, I think, are the, yeah. All right, that's all the, it's the closet. So let's sew these ones together really quick. Stitch together. So. Go. All right. Which one are you? Oh, you're on that side. All right, so let's take you and kind of stitch you together there. So, And then we got this piece here. Which is basically got that guy who should be the y-axis. Cool. So now we got these guys broken apart. Let's do them real quick. Stitch together and stitch together. So this guy's going to be right. Stitch together. Woo! You can probably take these guys right here. They might stretch things. You know what? I'm actually going to leave this guy by himself because he's going to be eventually covered. So we'll just put him like right there. All right, so now I need to make sure that these are all lined up just because it'll be easier to deal with texturing wise. Easiest way to do that is just line everything up. Grab that. Let's turn on this. Line things down there. Cool. Let's grab all of that. Same thing. Grab the top of these guys. Awesome. Awesome. Alright, so I can take this guy, boom, and we'll put you like right there. Alright, so this is all good to go. I might have to tweak some things eventually, but in general, if I was to throw this on, this guy needs to get some stretching on, so I'll fix this real quick. Let's turn off you, grab you. So see how this is kind of, they're turning more into squares. That's going to be what the pixels are. Pixels are squares that make up the textures. 1 second. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that. You know that they use like The Mandalorian, for example. It uses Unreal Engine to build all its sets, which is pretty rad. All right, so now this is adjusted. Let's go over here and grab everything. Copy these into the light maps. And then the thing about light maps is they can't overlap each other. So with this one, I have to shrink this and kind of stack them so they all fit inside of this one-to-one space. I can stretch them a little bit, it's fine. I just want to make sure they fit inside this space and they're not overlapping each other. Put you in here, scale you down, scale you up. Lovely. So those are all good to go. Let's go back to my classic. Grab everything again. We'll do a edit, delete by type history. And before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and make a box real quick. And then I'm going to start adding like details to have it make sense. So a box is something that helps. I don't know if you've ever seen those old-timey photographs of like people who took old-timey photos, where they kind of had like a sheet draped over their head in front of it. That was to help keep the lighting out. Yeah, so we kind of want to do the exact same thing with this. So I'm going to have this guy kind of line up right there and put this right here. Let me go to my shading and put flat shade all or flat lights. There we go. So I can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to have this kind of pretend to be like the outside of the house a little bit. Do like right there. Do up here. Do right here. I'm just kind of making it. I need to have some sort of trick that makes you think the house like that there's an exterior. I don't feel like modeling the exterior of the house, but this is going to be the next best thing. Because we're not going to see it, so we don't have to model it. There's no purpose to. So we can grab all this, pull this down. Oops. Grab you, pull you right here. And this is going to act like a way to keep the light out, which is going to make our scene look awesome. Cool. So I got this one. Let's go back and merge it really quick. Awesome. That means I can also start paying attention to my ceiling just a little bit more. I can go back in and multi-cut let's put a cut like right there, and there, and there for right now. We can get rid of you. Awesome. And we can actually, let's take more. Let's take another one. Cool. And put one like right there, and like right here. All right, so I can go back and delete you, you, and you. So I just have a little shell of my ceiling. Awesome. Works for me. So let's go back and make sure that my UV actually looks good. All right, and I'm going to just change that just a little bit. This guy can be scaled as much as I want if I have a tile texture on there, so I'll just have him be like this for right now. Cool. And as long as we make sure that, oh, oops. Let's fix that real quick. That was the light map. So this guy can be scaled as much as I want him to. Usually what I like to do is, so a good way to kind of figure this stuff out is there's this tool called, inside of transformation, it's called texel density. So what I should do is I should grab this guy first and go over to my UV editing. Oops. Grab that and go into my map 1. I should grab all of this and hit, oops, grab that and hit get. It says we're at 1.1862. Cool. Then I should go to this top guy and go back over to my UV editor and make sure I am in light. Okay. And just hit set because it's there. It's going to make it so it's the same resolution. Perfect. And then we'll go back into our light map. And this one should be shrunk down to fit inside of here. Cool. So that one's all good to go. That's all good to go. This one's fine. All right, so we'll go back into this part, and all I'm going to do is go back over here and line it up to this piece here, and I'm just going to kind of cap it there, and I'll have this wrap around here and kind of cap it over here too. And all I'm going to do on top of that is just kind of fill this all in. Grab you. Awesome. And we'll have you cap like right there. Awesome. And then I'll take, I'll go down over here to my cutting tools, and I'll just do a cut right there. And it didn't do it. I'll do a cut. Oops. Right there. Cool. So now that I have this, I can kind of, this is going to be something else I'll just bring and merge. And this guy's going to be called, I'll deal with the rest of it later, but it's going to be called SM box. I'm going to delete the history of it, and I'm going to make sure it's freeze reset. Awesome. So I can take this guy and then export him. Cool. Let's re-export this guy. File, export selection. Walls. Got the ceiling. Great. Got the floor. Awesome. Save this real quick. Let's go back into our Unreal. Cool. Is it showing you in Unreal? Can you actually see what I'm doing? I don't know if it's actually, because right now I'm looking at Unreal, it's not showing me. Cool. How come? That's weird. Let's push play. How come you guys? Can you see me moving my room? Weird. All right, so I'm gonna go back over to my meshes and see if this actually is working on anything. Let's do right click, re-import, right click, re-import, re-import. And I'm gonna also import my box. Cool. Let's look at where I have it placed. Where are these guys placed? Let's change that just a touch. And we'll do 175. And then, so it's negative 310, negative 550, 175. Negative 10, negative 50, 175. Cool. So now if I do this, I should be able to just hit File Save All and hit Build. And now we're going to get, the lighting's going to look a lot better because we're starting to put this stuff in here and we can start adding more details into our actual model. Weird. Let's take a look at this. I don't know why it's saying it's doing that. Interesting. Oh, it's the box, never mind. Oh, that's why. Okay, the box is inverted. That's why. Reverse. File export selection. Let's go over here to the UV editor for this guy and just do. Let's just do automatic. Copy and paste this guy into F1. Cool. Grab view. Everything's fine. Weird. Let me try re-exporting this bad boy and see if it works again. It's better. All right, let's try that again. As that's going, let's see if I can actually move this over into here. All right, so once that's all good, which it looks like it is, we can start putting some details now on everything. This stuff's annoying to get started, but once you have it started, it's actually, it speeds everything up. Just kind of cutting some lines to make sure it's nice and clean. Cool. I'll do merge again. Go back over to our UV editing. Cool. All right, let's see if we can actually see Unreal now. I don't know why it's not updating. It's so weird. It's like it's showing my mouse, but it's not showing what it's actually doing. So weird. Yeah, storytelling for games. Keep it simple. Are you talking about like what kind of storytelling do you want to do? Do you want to do like something scary, something real? Like, what are you looking to do? I would say if you want to do storytelling for games, the best thing to do is to make the person feel, okay, if you're going to do a horror game, for example, make the person, don't jump right into the horror, make them feel comfortable, make them feel familiar, make the space that they're in feel something that like they can relate to, and then slowly you start mess with them. And how you make people feel uncomfortable is you start taking away the creature comforts, like, oh, maybe the internet's not working, or maybe the TV goes out, maybe the electric goes out. And you know, when one thing goes out, maybe it's just kind of cute and funny because it happens a lot, but you keep on having these things, like you have the lights go out, and then like all of a sudden something else goes out, and then you can't find something, like maybe you left something in your bedroom and you go back to look for it and it's gone. It's like, all right, what the hell's going on? Yeah, so give them comfort. Like if you look at all the movies that, like if you look at Event Horizon or Alien or Aliens or Pandorum, or anything like that, the things that they do at first is they allude to something possibly happening, but then they introduce the crew, they introduce the main protagonists, and they do it in such a way where they feel like they're humans, like they humanize them. They make them laugh, they make them share some of their experiences, and then you start to, I don't know, everything becomes a little bit more like you're not aware. You know something's going to happen, but you don't feel as the character that you're watching or playing is a superhero, so you feel like they have vulnerability, which makes you feel vulnerable. All right, it says the walls. Why does it have overlapping views? This is nuts. So these are little errors. So it's blowing my mind that you guys can't actually see. So when I have my Unreal Engine open, you guys can't actually see what's going on. So I'm going to try to save this and reopen it. For some reason, it's not showing you. Let's do that. Let me reopen it real quick. And in the meantime, I will go back into... Oh, there we go. See if it loads it. Yeah, okay. Now it's getting better. But it's not updating the window. It's so weird. So weird. Yeah, it's like you can't see what's changing. That upsets me a little bit. It's fine, I'll just have to update things to show you. So yeah, what can I do in terms of telling a story as a sci-fi horror person? I mean, just, yeah, think about, like, humanize them. Even Dead Space, the main person wasn't like a all-star, like, badass. He was a miner, right? And he woke up and he was the last person that was there. So there's these things that you can do to make sure that the person that you're playing as doesn't feel like isn't like this unstoppable force, and it makes them feel more relatable. So now we have this, let's go in and start adding some fun details. So we know that there's a beadboard. So the question is, do we want to have this be part of the mesh? I don't know. I guess we could. Let's try something. Let me try something real quick. All right, so let's go over to multi-cut. What I'm going to do is throw in some trim. So we'll go over here, and I'm just going to throw this in like down here. And this is going to be my generic trim sheet down there. Trim's good because it helps establish like the scale. And we know we're going to have some sort of, we know we're going to have a cupboard here, so I'm going to go back in and actually hit multi-cut again and do one here, because maybe we'll have, yeah, and we'll have trim start back like over here too. All right, so having said that, what we're going to do is, and this is going to be beadboard on this side. So beadboard is basically, it's like that half, like it goes up to your, it's like a chair railing. So go like right here. Grab this one here. I'll pull this one down to like right there. Yeah. And we're only going to have the beadboard go from like here to there. This is the rest of the stuff's going to be trim. So we're going to do things in a couple pieces. So we'll have this part here first. I'm going to get extruded. I'll do a little extrude, pull it out, just a little bit. And we gotta take these sides here, flatten them up. Same here, and here, and grab this stuff. There we go. And now that I have that, I'll grab this piece here, that. This is going to be my trim, and I'll have these pieces be as well, kind of kicking out. And I'll have this right here. And I guess I could make this beadboard too, but I don't want to. So we'll do an extrude again. We're going to do it from here. Just going to pull it out just a little bit. Cool. Grab these guys here and here. Just kind of making sure, you can kind of see it bows out just a little bit. And then grab this one, whoops. Push that in as well. That's all good. This one's all good, lovely. All right, so I'll grab you. I'm gonna pull you up just a little bit. And I got these guys here. I'm just gonna pull them out just a little more. And then we're gonna add like another little one. And that other part's gonna be for the floor trim. So we'll do a little lip down there. Like right there. Cool. And I'm just gonna add a little lip down at the bottom here. Oops. And I'm not doing the inside here because we're going to put a door jamb in there. And for some reason we're not really able to see Maya that well, so I'm just going to work in here for a little bit. All right, let's do an extrude again. Cool. Same thing, just grab these guys right here. Yoink. there. And then we're going to put a nice fancy bevel on all this stuff. You really don't need, I know that there's a lot of tools that are on in Maya, but have I played Doom before? Hell yeah. I grew up playing Doom. Like, I'm a child, like, when I was growing up, that's one of those awesome games that I got to play. I will say I haven't played the newer Dooms, though. The last Doom I played was Doom 3. I loved it. But I know the newer ones like Doom Eternal and stuff look really badass. I just haven't been able to. Sorry, I'm still eating. All right, so okay. All right, so we got these pieces. Oh, wow. Hey, I should probably get on that. Next thing I'm going to do is kind of go in here and start adding some extra details. So I will grab this piece here. I will duplicate it. I'll grab that, and I'm going to deselect everything else. I'm going to throw this box layer actually on something else, just because these are getting a little bit annoying. So I'll throw these guys, these ones, in a large prop. Awesome. So the next thing I kind of want to do is I'm going to take that extra piece I made right here. This is going to be my door frame. I'll pull this down here. I'm going to extrude it in. Yeah, I saw that. It's a lot of money, right? And they are going to have a control of like a lot of content now, which is good for them. So good on them. Let's go ahead and extrude these. Oops. Extrude this just a little bit. Bump it out. I might take this guy right here and here and here, and I might extrude it in. Cool. Do the same thing here, kind of pull it down just a touch. Then I want to put a frame on top of here, so I'll probably just grab this piece and go up like that a little bit. We'll just leave it like that for right now. We can always add more details later. Another thing that I might want to do is actually make this door jamb a little wider. Yeah, so I can probably take this guy here and this one right here and extrude them out just a touch. That means I gotta change these guys, which is fine. You know, I don't want to do that actually, to be honest with you. I'll push it in instead. Yeah. And I'm going to grab these outside ones and have them be pulled out just a little more as well. And I'll take these guys. Oops. Scale them in. And scale this one down a little bit. All right. Cool. I can always adjust other things later, but this will do for right now. And same thing, let's duplicate. Extrude in. All right, and then we can extrude out. Def Jam was fun. Fight for New York. That was a good game. Let's see if we can actually put this right here. That might work. We'll see how these things look. Might actually have to throw this one down just a touch. All right, so let me throw on my shading, and I'll just throw some different colors on for right now. New material. Remember, let's make you a little darker. Let's make this one scene. Have that be for you and you as well. And I'm going to grab you. There we go. I'm just kind of going in and just adding some generic colors in here right now. Cool. Alright, so let's put you off. It's not super fancy yet because we haven't been doing any beveling or anything like that, but it's starting to get... What about stories for fighting games? They seem to keep it... I mean, they do, because people really don't care about stories for a fighting game, let's be honest. They just want to see people fight each other. They want a little bit of backstory, but it really comes down to the character's actual design, what they look like, as opposed to who they are. I put in a lot, actually. So now the big blob of goo, I'll go back in and make these into different pieces, like smaller chunks, because eventually I want everything to kind of like... I'll do this thing called streaming, where I'm only loading what I'm seeing. So I'll probably cut this into smaller pieces. So if I'm looking at this, I'm not loading that. I have other examples where I can kind of load up in a little bit to show you guys. But for here, I'll probably go in, because I want everything to start looking nice. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing these things like bevels. So I'll throw like a little... Bevels just take an edge and they kind of make them feel not so hard. I'll do the same thing to like this, and grab it, the same guy here, and there, and we'll do another bevel. Kind of bring this down like right there. Same thing, let's grab these guys here. It's all about adding those extra details. Lovely, and we'll go back and hit merge. So now we're starting to get like these softer details, which are looking nice. And I'll do the same to like some of the corners, actually, and in these corners. So before I do that, actually, the one thing I didn't do, so I haven't gone over here and done a trim, like a simple trim sheet for the top. That's going to be this top piece here. I'll do another extrude. This will be my ceiling trim. Super simple. And it's just meant to help break things up. You know, the more that we keep on layering on details, like we can start figuring out like where outlets are and all that other stuff, because it's going to help really sell the scale of this place. And then we'll do let's do a grow for you and you. Cool. And then we'll go back over here. Let's grab the top and the bottom. We'll do another bevel. Cool. And we'll do our merge. And we'll do our soften harden edge. We're starting to get like some fun stuff in here, like especially when we start getting over here, like these pieces that are kind of more rough. Let's grab like these guys and do some bevels. Cool. We can do an outside one here. Another little bevel. But they're just making the edges softer, which is making everything feel more, I want to say, Pixar-like, right? We can also take this guy right here, and before we do that, we could actually, no, we can actually, we'll keep doing this. But what I'll do afterwards is I'm going to go ahead and take another piece of geometry and go doo-doo-doo. Actually, a quicker thing would be if I just took this guy right here and duplicated and took that piece and deleted it, and I'll just extrude it up. Go over here and just kind of like have it go off just a little bit, and then put another subtle bevel on it and push this out. You know, the bevel should be a little bit less subtle. And then we'll take this guy and we'll put him a little lip over it. So now we're getting like those little details, which are always fun. And then we can carry this over here to obviously this part. And I'd probably go back over here then, just to make things simpler, and I'd probably get rid of this piece, because I don't need that. And we'll merge that one. Cool. Before I do that then, let's go over here, save it. Let's grab you on the edge, and you, and that edge. This one's gonna be a little weird over here. Yeah. It's because I left this guy right here. Let's grab this edge, see if it, this one's not gonna work that much. Let's go over here real quick. I gotta fix this at corner. So before I do that, I'll go back to here, guys. I'll just do this edge. I'll do these two edges first, do a little bevel. All I'm doing is just going in and making it so it's just not a sharp corner. It's subtle, but it's gonna help break things up. Well, this guy's a little bit too, let's try doing it by itself. So when I can't bevel things like that, that tells me that there's something going on. So I'll go like this and just merge. I'm gonna try doing this one again. Weird. Oh, that's why. You can kind of tell what's going on. This right here. Yeah, that's why. The geometry was so close together that it was overlapping and causing a weird, yeah, so I gotta go back over here real quick and, all right. Now I can go back over here and do a merge. Let's see if this actually fixes it. It didn't. No. Now let's see if this actually fixes it. Interesting. It's not helping it. When that stuff happens, you gotta grab everything. Go to your edit mesh merge and just increase it to merge. And then we'll go over here to our cleanup button. Let's see what pops up. Ooh, that is not good. Huh. I wonder what is causing that. Could it be just this little piece right here? Possibly. Sorry, I'm just trying to problem solve what's going on. Oh, you know what it is? It's this bottom. That's what it is. If you have geometry that's too close to each other, it will start freaking out. And I had that. So we got that over here. All right, now it should be fine. Let's try it now. Cool. Still not perfect, but it'll do. One of the things we can probably try to get rid of is this line here, which is not doing anything. Let's see if I can get this now, actually. There we go. It's so much better. It's so annoying. So like if I had all these lines like kind of bunching up and double up on each other, what they were doing was just kind of like making it so I couldn't really do a nice piece. Cool. All right, so now we have that nice soft edge in the corners. Lovely. And we're going to want to do it to these guys too. So that becomes the problem because these guys, this will cause like a little issue possibly right here, but we can cut it in. I'm just looking to see the same size. There we go. And I'll have to fix the geometry for this in a little bit, but for right now, I like that we're getting like this nice soft edge here. Yeah, that looks good. Let's see if we can actually do it over here. So I gotta grab this guy. Let's push you. Let's see if we can take this guy actually and pull you. This is where it's gonna be kind of tricky. All right, so what I should do for this one is actually go over here and do a multi-cut. And let's assume that maybe the trim starts like right here. And we'll grab, this is going to be kind of a tricky one, so I'm going to duplicate you, move you over there. I'm going to take you, drag this. I don't need any of that, so we're going to have this hole. I got to take you and you, fix you to like right there. Lovely. Then I'm going to go back over to you. Just grab the edge, deselect. So now I just have this end cap right here from that guy. Let's go back and put this right here at the very end. And then we'll grab all of this. I'm going to combine it and merge it, and we did it. Now I can go over here and put a nice little corner to this guy as well. Bevel, not so tight. Boom, we got them all. I'm so smart, just kidding. Yeah, so it's cool to have all these ideas for video games. Just make sure that you're not someone who has ideas. Because I mean this in the nicest possible way. No one cares about ideas. Be the person that doesn't tell people you have ideas. Be the person that actually shows them something complete with all your ideas. It doesn't have to be a lot of content. It can just be a small amount. But the problem is everyone has ideas in this industry. Programmers, artists, designers, the producers, even the managers, it's just everyone does. So the biggest thing to actually make people impressed with you is not just to say you have ideas, it's just to subtly drop down all your ideas and show them actual physically created content. People geek out on that stuff. All right, so let's do the doorknob. Let's put a little, let's put something else inside here too. Let's fix this window really quick. Let's actually grab this real quick and do merge. Yeah, I mean, you gotta put yourself in the shoes of someone who doesn't know you. Even when you go to a studio, no one really cares about your ideas until you prove yourself. And it's not meant to be like an insult to who you are. It's just like, put yourself in their shoes. They don't know who you are. And the way that you win them over is just by showing up to work, doing really good work, be reliable, show up on time. Just show them that you're serious. And you'd be surprised like how far that will actually get you, because people will take you more serious, because you know when people can rely on what you're making and they're like, oh cool, he's actually coming in and doing really good work, then it becomes easier for them to listen to your ideas. Like, all right, what's your ideas now? And you got like it makes complete sense, because everyone's gonna always go up to them and be like, hey, I got this great idea, and what's to make them better? That like, why should they listen to you as opposed to someone else, right? Let's see what they got here. Cool. We'll take you, throw you down, go. Have you go down like here again. Awesome. So we're starting to get like our windows and such. And we can kind of like to start playing with what we see. Let's push 7. Let's go over here. Let's go ahead and hit create. Let's do light ambient. So you're off to the side. I'm gonna create a layer. This will just have my ambient. Oops. Cool. And we're gonna go over and we'll do another one. Let's do create light. Let's do a directional one. Make this a little bit brighter. Cool. And for this guy, we can always go back and just hit lighting, two-sided, and show. So now we're kind of like seeing this. And let's start hiding our large pieces, so now we can see the light just kind of going through there. I'm gonna go ahead and have a grid. So now we're like seeing some of this light coming through, so it can mimic the sunlight way back here, off to the side. Let's go ahead and create another one. Let's do this as let's do an area light. Those are always fun. Actually, let's turn this into a spotlight. Yeah. Let's put you into here. Have there be like a light inside here. This can be like if there's a light inside here. So we'll make one of those layers. And let's change this to make it a little bit warmer. Cool. Let's take our shadows and make our shadows a little bluer. And make our shadows over here. Same thing, a little bluer. Cool. Getting better, so we're starting to see what we're going to be making. Ugh. Slow and steady. All right, so let's put the ceiling. We want the ceiling to have that bright color. Awesome. All right, so now we have this. We're starting to get some ideas. Let's make a door. So let me put this guy over here real quick. That's not bad. Doesn't look creepy at all, does it? Just a dude standing in the hallway, waiting to do his laundry. Let's go ahead and start making other stuff. Let's make the door first. And I'm going to actually just duplicate this guy right here. And I'll put my pivot point over here. And I'm going to scale you in. And let's see what we got for the door. We can do just a simple colored door for this one. Yeah, let's just do a simple door. It'll make things a little easier. So I'll put this guy right here, make it fit the same space. Cool. I'm gonna make it so it's not exactly on the floor. I like putting a little bit of height on there. Pull this down to like right there. All right, so the question is, do we have the door open this way or that way? I vote the other way, so let's put our pivot point over here and drag the door back just a little bit more. Let's flush there. Awesome. So now what we need to do is we gotta decide if we want to put some paneling on it. I guess we could, but I don't want to. So let's make it simple. Let's put a doorknob in there, and in order to make sure we have the right doorknob, let's put you over here. This is why I like to use a scale character, so we can kind of be like, the doorknob is usually like around right here. So let's go ahead and make a cylinder. Pull it up right here. Put the wireframe on. So you like right there. Change our subdivisions to like 30. It's a huge doorknob. Let's shrink it down. Awesome. And let's just make it a little bigger. Grab all that. Pull it back a touch. Pull it out a little more. Scale it in. Scale it that way. Look at that. We got our doorknob. And we'll just go over here and bevel it down. Look at that. It's a doorknob. And then we can throw, let's grab you and kind of scale you in just a touch. Maybe move you in like that. And we can do another one where we kind of push things in like this, and maybe there's like a little hole in there. Cool. Grab you, bevel. And we'll grab a level, level. And there's a little one inside there. Bevel. Cool. So let's take a look at it now. Look at my doorknob. It's the best doorknob ever. Turn you off. Glorious. And that could be around right size, maybe, or right here. Maybe just for exaggeration, I'll kind of, because it's more of a stylized scene, maybe I'll just kind of stylize it and make it a little bit bigger. Cool. And then we'll kind of grab this one and put a little bit of a bevel. Looks good. Grab this one and that one. Let's go ahead and, for right now, just combine them. Put my pivot point. Back in the corner. And then we can just turn this on and just kick it open a little bit. Awesome. Lovely. Let's grab you. Pull you back just a little more. You know, the more that I look this, it shouldn't go that way, it should go out. Because there's not going to be any room. So we'll just fix that real quick. Let's take you. Cool. So I'm going to take you and actually have you go on this side as well. flatten out our history. Which one is Z? Cool. There we go. Let's just have it be like open like that. Cool. Like giving it the depth. Nice. Cool. Let's put a new material. Cool. Now look at this guy right here. Works for me. I might not even use that. I might just put it for another spot. How are you guys doing? Tired yet? Alright, let's make some other stuff in here. Let's take you, duplicate you, just put a shelf in here, I guess, for right now. Don't need you. Let's put you in there as well. And let's throw you back there. Awesome. Cool. This is going to be our little shelf. Doesn't need to be that deep. I'm going to bring it down to like right there. And then we'll need to put like some pieces in here, so we'll just pretend like there's some blocks of wood that are holding it up. Put this up like right there. And we can do one more back here. Cool. So you guys, with the Series X coming out, are you gonna buy PlayStation 5 or Microsoft, or like Xbox? Does that change anything, I guess, for you? Throw a little bit of bevel on this. Boom. Boom. Grab these guys here. Cool. I got that element in here. Nice. Well, good on you. That's awesome. I don't know what I'm going to get. I do not know. Let's make some, what kind of floor should it, oh, it looks like it's got wood on it, so we can make some wood floors, I guess. Let's actually take you. scale you down. Let's make some wood floor slats. It'll be fun to make. Alright, so we got those guys. Let's see how many we're gonna need. Let's build outwards. So we can put one starting like right over here. So we'll go like you. Put you up this way. So these guys should be actually below this one. We'll lower you. Yeah, the new God of War one's gonna be awesome. It just looks like anything they've been doing. Like Sony actually does an awesome job at like their first party games. The attention to quality plus the freedom they give them, it's crazy. I will give my hats off to Sony for what they do. They do it really, really well. All right, let's put this right here, and then we'll duplicate you. Duplicate you again. Awesome. The trick is to then go ahead and stagger them and put little spaces in between things. So get this. Let's go ahead and just combine these ones, and then we'll throw our wireframe on so I can start seeing what's going on. Like right here, and like right there. Lovely. Awesome. Let's grab you, duplicate, and eyeball on this just a little bit. Cool. I'll duplicate these guys again. Cool. So I'll grab all of these ones then, combine them, and kind of grow them out just a little bit. Oops, I don't want to grab the last one. Separate, except for you. Cool. Still gotta do the piece here, which we can do. Let's go back over here. I haven't played Ratchet and Clank in a long time. I'm curious about what games they might actually like try to kind of like bring back. It's gonna be anything awesome. Boom, boom, boom. Grab all these. Boom. All right. Alright, so now we got these ones. I'm going to separate them. And we need to kind of do subtle movements on them. which is always fun. Alright, easy way to do this would be pull this guy like over here, let's hide you, let's grab all that, except for all this, that. So I'm just kind of going in here and I'm just going to tweak some stuff on my own. And I'll do some subtle things to make it feel 100%. So maybe I'll go in and pull some sides up, just barely, or down. I might warp a border too. So I'll go in and I'll do a multi-cut. Just go, pull it down just a little bit, and then do a bevel, and just grow that. And then I'll grab all of them, except for you, and I'll do a bevel. And let's see what it looks like when we start to throw our lights on. So we're getting some fun looking wood floors. Let's grab that and turn off that. And we close this, and let's make these all one mesh for right now, because we can always tweak them and make a new. So we got our wood floor. Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be nuts. Any game that has like 1,000 people working on it for a decade is going to have some sort of crazy stuff in it. So let's go over here and maybe make you just a little bit wider. I can go back and tweak that stuff later, but just trying to put in some fun stuff. All right, let's go back over here, put you inside of the structures layer. Hide. Door, we don't need anymore because it made no sense. We can start making the window, I guess. Put you back over here. Let's increase this, make this a little bit brighter. Cool, and then we can take you and make you just we can always throw like a light in here as well. Let's throw like we can throw a kitchen light in here in a little bit. Let's actually, on top of doing that, let's block in where our other pieces might be. Have him like right, but loosely kind of off of it. And then we'll just take our sink, and our fridge is like going to be right over here, more or less. So ours is going to be a little bit different. You know what, actually what we could do, we could have our fridge be like off to the side, like right here. Like maybe this goes straight across. We have our fridge going a little bit. I don't know. Gotta figure that out. I could make this a little bit longer, but all right. So that's I got some planning I gotta do. So before we get any of that, interesting. How's the scene looking so far? Could be better. I didn't get to do the whole thing I wanted to get done, but let's take a look at. All right, so I'm gonna make the window at least. Let's get in here. I'm just looking at the reference real quick. I'm gonna make my own window, I think. I'm going to kind of push this down to here. Yeah, let's make it kind of fun looking one. I'm going to take you and have you go straight across here. And the whole goal for this one is I want to make sure that it opens up right down the middle. I'd like to point out that I've been up since this morning. Stop joking. No, I'll keep working on this one. I mean, I like work. This could be pretty fun. It's just taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to. For some reason, Maya is not updating as I want it to show you. Sorry, Unreal's not updating with how fast I want to show you stuff. So let's go ahead and get rid of you. I was just trying to get this done so I know the middle. And then we'll go over here, fill that hole. I'm going to make this white. And let's grab you, extrude it in. And let's push you this way. Awesome. So there's one part of it. Merge. Let's grab you, pull you all the way to the top. We could make it like more of a fun by putting like some stained glass on here, I think, which could be kind of cool. But I don't have time. Let's just make it like this for right now. I can always go back, because I do want to put this back inside of Unreal, so you can actually see what it looks like. Before I do that, let's make it a little bit wider here. And this guy's going to actually look a little bit different than the other one. So the reason behind that is this is going to have an overlapping piece. Put this right here. Let's throw, yeah, let's do this guy. Insert edge loop. So you're right in the middle. And then we'll do bevel. Oop. Cool. Making it have just a little more details in there. Grab that. Bevel. Alright, cool. Duplicate you. Put you on this side. And let's throw you. Right here, and throw you right there. Awesome. Now I'll take this guy and I'm going to throw him like right in the middle here, and then we'll have one piece that kind of overlaps right there. So I got like the window actually kind of looks like it functions. I just need to put a door handle in there too. A window handle. So I'll throw this in like right to there. Ooh. Lovely. Let's pull you over a little bit. And grab this back part here and throw you in right there. We'll take this edge, that edge, and we'll bevel it. Lovely. Same thing for this guy. Let's do the bottom end here. Bevel. Great. And we'll take you and we can throw you just a little bit thicker. Cool. Look at that. Feels like a window. Just needs that little handle. Throw some glass in there too. Whoa, we don't need that much. Alright, cool. Cool. Nice. Let's throw another light in here. So maybe it'll actually make it feel a little better. So right in the kitchen area. And we'll take this one and we'll make it a little bit bigger. and let's throw an actual light in here. So let's take this guy, let's make him like a 40, save. Let's throw you like right in front of the, where this is going to be, throw it right over here. Yeah, so we'll have a lighting sconce like right here. And let's go back over here, grab this top part, scale it in, way in, and here, there, and throw this one up like right. Actually, let's make it thinner. Whoop. Scale this up like that. And cool. There you go. Cool. All right, so this will be like our light up here for right now. Throw some bevels on this edge. Same thing. The bevels. Right here. Make this guy feel like he's got like more of like a, there we go. Yeah. And then we'll have, let's make a quick merge. Like a little bevel up here. We'll grab this guy. You know what we can do for this one actually? Let's take this one and extrude it. And kind of have it be like it's capping over it. Cool. Then we'll take this guy, that guy, and make it go wow. Then we'll have another little piece at the bottom here. And we'll do that later. So now if that's the case, we can go over here and close up. Cool. Let's make a blend. Take this bottom part here. Go and make a new material. I'll make this one a blend. And I'm going to delete the history, and then, come on, let's delete the history, and then we'll take this second one and just go, cool. So now we got this piece. Let's go ahead and we can put it like right here. We'll take this guy right here, and we'll put this right below. Let's see if I can actually turn it into like a area light and just increase my intensity to like 100. Why isn't my area light working? Oh, it is, I guess, just super subtly. 1000. There we go. So I got my area light. Awesome. Cool. I mean, I didn't get really as much as I wanted to get done today, but oh well. I'm going to keep working on it and see how everything looks. But for right now, I'm not that unhappy with it. I'm getting some cool stuff. We got like a lot of cool details we're working on. I'm going to keep pushing it. Maybe we can actually do like another stream where I'm doing more details. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is fun to watch or whatnot, but it's definitely fun for me to make. Got any other questions or anything? Fantastic. Well, let me do a little more work on this, and then I think this will be all good for the day. Let's actually take this guy down here. Yoink. make a light in there too. This will be, so we gotta figure out the cabinets and everything like that, so we can duplicate this guy, throw him up here. This will eventually be the cabinet pieces. Oh. Cool. And we'll have, yeah, there's a lot more stuff I gotta do, sizing and everything like that. Oh joy. And this is gonna have its own cabinet there. Cool. I think what I'll do next is I'll start breaking things into pieces. So this guy, I'm going to go ahead and throw him up here. So I'm still loosely looking at my reference. Sometimes I'm just kind of like having fun with this one and having it take its own. So we'll have the countertop just kind of sitting on top of it. Let's put this guy back to here. Cool. Put you up to here. And back there. There you go. Alright. Pull this guy out just a little bit. Probably put a little space between this guy and that guy. You know, I'm not going to have the stove on this side. I'll have the stove be its own piece. So I'm going to combine this. So put this like right here. I'll have the sink right in the middle. Alright, cool. Let me separate that again. We know that I want the middle to be like roughly. So that's the middle. Let's put you like right in the middle there. And then bevel. So I'm trying to make out the sink should be like right there. And then we can throw like a, this can be where I throw the sink, I guess. Yeah, that works. Cool, it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to stop here because I want to keep working on this. I'll probably keep working on things on my own. But yeah, like just work in passes. I guess this is kind of like, now I'm just going to go over here and just do my own little bevel, get a little nice edge. I got to clean up this stuff, obviously. And I want to go over here and over here, kind of give myself a nice little edge on here too. Let me give myself an extra one right there. And then I'll start hitting bevels in this one because I'm just trying to like break these things up. I'll probably give this guy, oh, let's give him a better countertop than that. Let's give him like the brighter than, no, 5, there we go. And then this guy here, we can probably just pull this one up at the bottom, bring it down a little more, like right there, and then push you in just a little here, and I'll push this guy out just a little bit. So there's a little bit of a lip. It's just kind of like going back and adding all these little details. Oh man, I love doing this stuff. It just geeks out. All right, so I will leave you and hope this was kind of fun to look at, but it was fun for me to make. And we'll talk to you guys soon.